Hi, welcome to Joe's World. This is a reading of J.K. Rowling's birth chart, or human design chart. I've not yet mastered human design, so take this reading for what it's worth, not more than a grain of salt. First, some background on J.K. Rowling based on my research of her recently and her writing of the book Harry Potter. In a film session where she returned to her original elementary school, she told the kids, "I've always wanted to be a writer, don't you? In fact, I'm surprised everyone else isn't a writer." Or she said something like that. Uh, I'll have to find the exact quote. During an interview, she said that the idea for Harry Potter came to her in a flash all at once. She also said in another interview, it was like she was starting an affair with someone, that deeply lovely feeling that you have when you fall in love and you know it's going to be wonderful. And that is what makes me think she could have been channeling someone from another sort of timeline or even a similar society as ours. Maybe the witches and wizards do coalesce with our own society in some way. My research of magic shows that it is certainly not just trickery, but magic has a long history and is interwoven with logical things, yet it goes beyond the logic of our intellect. This is what makes it precisely so wonderful. I guess not many of my YouTube followers at this point will believe in what I'm saying necessarily at the material level, which is totally fine. Getting back to the structure of Harry Potter as she found it, she said, "It found me. That's exactly what's so strange about it." She knew she would be a writer. All her life she wanted to do it, and only after the release did she know that her target audience for certain, would for certain be 9-year-olds. But she didn't intend to just receive a whole book structure all at once while on a train ride. The point is, I get the feeling she was part of a communication of someone's life story from a different realm or place or fragment of our reality, which not only she received, but she co created it at that point. Not just her own details and structure, but because her heart was in that frequency of receptivity, that is when she got the initial foundation or broadcast. Now I will tie this mysterious background of my observations to her human design chart. J.K. Rowling was born in York, England in 1965, July 31st. Apparently, she gave Harry Potter the same birthday, but on 1990. Better fans of this series will know how and why that was chosen. Maybe she was writing about a past life she had as a boy in this magical school. I'm getting shivers. Anyway, we tend to think that anything that is rational can be real, while anything which cannot be evinced by material facts, data, or hard warranted evidence is not real or not empirical science. Yet the original empirical scientists know that every breakthrough in science requires the openness to something that has yet to be believed, or something that at one point may have seemed a paradox or contradiction. They know that a hypothesis is necessary in every scientific study, and a hypothesis naturally derives from the unknown mingled with a logical query. Returning to the moment Rowling was rolling on the train. Every writer puts part of their own identity into what they write, and many writers embellish the facts with their fiction of their mind. But that's what once again strikes me as odd about Harry Potter, because it didn't start purely from fiction, it started in her spleen. She has a fixed spleen, meaning it's connected to her throat, which forms the channel of the brainwave. The brainwave, this channel is about being in the moment, having instant thoughts. I have this channel on my chart too. It's very fun because it goes along with racing cars, riding on trains, riding a bicycle, telepathy, whatnot. All things that you can do in the moment. So I have felt a connection there to the writer. And this is also the channel where One has knowings that can be written down, making them apt to become a writer. I've always kept a lot of notes and writings on my computer, but I'm not necessarily a writer. She also has gate 40, the ego or the stomach. This is not necessarily someone's boasting ego, but it's there and it's part of who she is. This connects to my own gate 37.3 in Saturn, forming the channel of a bargain, which is the background frequency in which we all live on Earth until 2027 when it shifts to a new global cycle. If you go back from where we are now, 2025 in 7-year fractals, eventually you'll get back to 1990. 2025, 2018, 2011, 2004, 1997, 1990. So I guess I'm on the harmonic of that year now. 2 months and 7 days before Harry's birthday. So I can imagine she was sitting, staring out the window, and according to my chart, she has an open G center or identity. So she probably went through the woods somewhere, and like magic, that place hit a harmonic in her being. She got a glimpse of that other reality, or co-created it, shall we say. Now she's also visually oriented. My my grandmother had this channel, the 6447. It's about making sense of the past, and it's collective, so it's not logical, but it is about putting together pieces of the puzzle. This is the channel which corresponds to her picking the movie director for the first few films, Chris Columbus, and saying, yes, that's exactly how I see it. When they both agreed on the same imagined picture they had for the movie. She said in the unedited J.K. Rowling interview, 1998, I visualize things quite clearly, and it's trying to express the things that I'm seeing. I don't know that every writer writes like that. Now, I've met other writers. Sometimes I think the words come first, but with me, the vision of it comes first, and then I'm trying to capture that as accurately as I can. So that's flattery that you see it that clearly because I'm trying to show you what I'm seeing, if you see what I mean. All of these observations about her chart are just extrapolations of a person. They aren't the person in itself. But that's what I love writing about other people, especially other people who are also writers who wonder why everyone else isn't a writer.